No, because then I can't read comments. And there may actually be some.
I'm waiting to get the notification.
I don't think I need both pairs of glasses.
Okay. Cannot win.
Hello, Prospero. How goes it?
Group. I can't spell VanCasting.
Which is better? What's mood lighting to be like?
I don't know. Ask them.
Very nice. We're just sending it out.
Yep.
Letting everybody knows. But just letting you do your thing, man.
Yeah, I got a lot to do. Okay. Gotta get it shared to everybody.
Yep. We haven't resolved it yet. The only way to resolve it is to either move somewhere else or rent a place, like an office building, or something. Our other alternatives is we're still working on some stuff, so. But so far none of the alternatives are convenient. One alternative involves driving 20 miles. It's not a big deal. It's like 40 miles, so I don't know. We'll figure it out sooner or later. Yeah. We're looking at some options, maybe going somewhere downtown. I don't know. So, no, we don't need an entire office building. How do we ban Seegers?
We're not gonna ban Seegers, and you know it. So.
Can.
No.
Probably need an office building for his big head in there.
Your big head.
What are you doing? Don't. You can walk home.
Okay.
From this undisclosed Walmart parking lot. Because an Uber would cost like $800.
Actually, it would be $49. So.
That's a lot. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. We're working on it. We'll figure it out. When we start doing a lot of travel, we'll kind of be doing the same thing, really.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought about decorating the van in a way that makes it look pretty. Have like this little drop-down thing that says CreepGeeks. Just do it like that. But working out some issues with using the iPad to bring in audio and then trying to be able to share what we're looking at. So there's some things we have to work through, get that figured out. So, yep. It depends.
Yeah.
Hello, Katie. Love you too. Enjoy your works holiday party.
Yeah, holiday.
Happy podcast. A little late, isn't it? Holidays are almost done.
Huh. Maybe it's to celebrate.
According to Walmart's, the next holiday is Valentine's Day.
Yeah, they already have Valentine's Day stuff out.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, man! If it was dial-up,
I'd be done.
Yeah. We actually are still kicking around the idea of making like a mobile podcasting office.
Yeah.
So, and then towing that somewhere so we can do the podcast from inside. And then I realized that's just kind of dumb. We're already doing it, so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gotta share it to the Facebook.
Well, I would like to think it's your internet that has a little lag. So, you know, because there's not really a whole lot we can do. According to this, we're kicking a solid 24 frames per second, so. Yes. So she said she's going to be back sooner than later if it's lame. That's what you got to do. You got to go there and got to eat real quick.
Yeah, and then go, oh, something I ate was bad, and then take off.
Yeah. Tell them the food's poison. Don't eat the food. Then take it. Very nice. Yep. So, yeah, the internet still sucks.
Yeah.
And doing live streams sucks. When you can't do it from where you want to do it from. Recording the podcast, doing audio and video, and then uploading it is gigabytes. So that sucks. That kills all of our bandwidth. So we just gotta figure it out. But, you know, when we start traveling, so it's kind of going to be this anyway. You gotta work something out. That's right. Learn from the best. Very nice. You should send her some snacks.
Yeah, actually.
So.
I was thinking about it.
So that's that.
But at least getting out here, what do you do? Doing the VanCast from an undisclosed Walmart parking lot means that we can have snacks. So yeah, we went to Arby's today. Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
Got me some what?
We're just lame.
It got me some curly fries, and that's what's important. So, curly fries.
Yes. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing. I was just trying to get my phone to catch up. So, yeah. I don't think it's the Walmart Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we're not connected to Walmart's Wi-Fi. We're actually using 4G LTE.
Yep. And we're pulling all our podcast notes from our phone, well, my phone's Wi-Fi, so.
Hotspot, it's not Wi-Fi.
The only hotspot, yeah.
Because it's also 4G. What? So yeah. It's the price you pay when you're living in a bunker.
Wang Chung video.
It's not a Wang Chung video. How dare you? That's inappropriate, man. I need you to ban him.
I'm not gonna ban him.
Wang Chung. How dare ye? I did notice something interesting though, because we were just here yesterday where we spent $400 at this undisclosed location. Whenever you get close to the dressing area, you lose internet.
Yeah.
What is that?
And I can't seem to
It just tells me that there's a pervert problem in all Walmarts.
Yeah. Also, I can't open Amazon and price compare. Yeah.
See?
And it's not just this Walmart. I actually started to notice that.
You have to ban all pricing perverts.
In New Mexico as well. Because, you know, I'd be like, I know I can get this office chair for cheaper on Amazon. Oh, I guess I'd have to go home to find out.
We could put a disco ball like right here.
Yeah.
Have it spin around.
I hit it every single time we look at the comments. I didn't spend $400.
Yeah, she did. She spent $400. Well, I mean, that's, you know, getting provisions.
Yeah. And by provisions, I mean DIY, make your own Wendy's Frosty at home ingredients.
Yep, because nothing says, you know, Frosties are delicious than spending $8 to make a 99-cent Frosty.
Well, where's the nearest Wendy's is how far?
About $3 worth of gas away.
Oh, okay. So $3.05. I'm doing math. It's almost even.
No.
So he spent $130.
$130?
Yeah. So here we are.
Yeah. Here we are. We actually bought groceries and stuff too, so it wasn't like, you know, we just bought dumb shit. So. Ah, look at that. What's up, Zach?
Oh.
Snack Shack Zach.
That's a cool name.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Yep.
What did you buy? From the old Walmarts where you spend $130 whole dollars.
Oh,
you can spend that at you can spend that at like Arby's.
130?
Oh yeah. Arby's is expensive. Yep. Well, we have actually more groceries. We have so many groceries now that our little camper van freezer refrigerator is basically got a turkey in it, and a chicken in it, and a bunch of other stuff. So we have a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Because when we go buy groceries, we also buy enough to make sure that when we take our camper van adventures, we don't have to do anything but just put a couple things in the van and take off.
Yeah.
So.
And getting the cupboard stockpiled. We have a thing where we prefer to have the cupboard full of canned goods, and we're just getting that almost the way I want it. So, yeah. Huh.
I think that was a neon.
Oh, starting to notice. Are Pontiacs the neons of North Carolina?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Very nice. And that probably cost you $75 right there.
I had the turkey slider and a large curly fry.
Yes.
So.
I had something. I don't know.
You had the little roast beefs.
Little roast beast.
Yeah. So, they're really good. I forgot how good Arby's is. Mostly because every Arby's in New Mexico, if you open Google or Yelp, it said, "Do not go here, you will die."
Yes.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe they weren't treating their food as well or something. I don't know.
Very nice.
I'm gonna open the show notes. There we go.
It's pretty busy here.
Yeah.
So it's only a matter of time before somebody comes and knocks on the door.
Oh.
I'll drop my visor. The universal symbol for there's nobody in the car.
Even though we have the lights on and
All right. Who all's here? Is everybody here? Snack Shack Zach's here. Seegers is here.
5-ish people.
Prospero is here.
6.
Leftovers for dinner is here. Katie's on her way to the after holiday work party. You know. Anybody else? Anybody else want to chime in?
There we go.
And then when we get done doing this, we get to go home and record the audio podcast and upload that for later.
Yeah.
I guess in later tonight. So we get like this whole big block of like free bandwidth after 2 o'clock in the morning. So we've been doing a lot of 2 o'clock in the morning stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's where we're at. But, you know, it's all good. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, bag of chips. That was the thing, too. We went and did all the grocery shopping. We didn't even buy any snacks. Except for a bag of pistachios. And I ate them all. You know what that means? It means they're gone.
Oh, the Mrs. Seegers is here.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah.
Mrs. the Seegers.
Oh, that's terrible.
What?
Reading our show notes. It's like, ew, that's terrible. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, Bigfoot Will, what's up?
Hi, Will.
We got Will, Snack Shack,
Protein.
Zach. Protein. What the hell does that mean? Just random out of nowhere. Protein.
Maybe he thinks that's what everybody spent all their money on. $130 in protein.
You know, $130 in protein. Yeah, this time it feels weird.
What? Okay.
Being here in this parking lot.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Pistachio. Them nuts.
Yeah, a whole bag of them. Most people, it's like a handful. That's your protein for the day.
Because those people are, quitters. You can start the bag. You got to finish the bag.
No, you don't, especially that big of a bag.
They weren't that big. Only like ounces of them, and then you have to do all that work. Burning carbs, trying to get them out of the shell. So, because when you get the little bag that doesn't have the shells, which make up a lot of the weight, you give me a weird look when you're like, "Ooh, that's $4 for this little bag," which is really the same as the big bag, but you have to work hard. So, makes your thumb and your forefinger smack this, makes them tender.
Okay.
Okay, who are we missing? You missing anybody?
Helena.
Zach's here. Wilbur's here.
Yep.
Seegers is here. Prospero is here.
Brittany, Helena. What's his face?
All right.
Okay.
Do. Well,
Go ahead and...
yeah, get started.
All right.
Go ahead.
You get started.
Go first.
What?
And go. Here, I'm going for you. Now, here it comes. Your turn.
You talk.
Take it away.
This is the CreepGeeks Podcast.
No, don't talk yet. Wait. Say one more.
This is CreepGeeks Podcast.
CreepGeeks Podcast.
And this is VanCast number 6.
VanCast number 6. I'm interpreting for those people who may be hard of hearing.
It's the Super Blood Wolf Moon and Bigfoot stuff.
Super Blood Wolf Moon. And Bigfoot stuff.
You make this so professional.
I am professional. Look at this. I got my hoodie on. Nice. All liquored up with some Arby's. It's gonna be great.
Okay. Anyways. So, thank you for tuning into the VanCast.
Okay, so this is Super Blood Wolf Moon, Newfound Foot, and Sasquatch stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's just too hard to type all that crap out on the phone, so.
Yep. So, be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. That way you can see our live cast as it goes live every Sunday.
Yes.
We'll put a link in the show notes. You can visit and see all our stuff on our website, which is CreepGeeks.com. And if if you could give us a rating on Facebook, iTunes, YouTube, anywhere. We are holding a mini contest. Any new reviews we get on any of those, send us a message that you left a review. You'll get entered in for us to send you a sticker.
We're going to send you a sticker.
Yeah. So.
It's easy content. It's like a participation award.
Pretty much. Because we're giving it away to at least 2 people. At least.
So there you go. If you want to listen to the audio podcast, iTunes, iHeartRadio, anywhere else like that, you can find it. It's just something we do to augment the audio version of the podcast. Okay. So Seeger's like, gotta go. Sorry.
The Popo and
sorry, 5-0 and homemade pizza. I think he's talking about the show.
Oh.
Hawaii 5-0. Yeah. You talking about the old school with Jack Lord or the new crap one? It's good. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to talk about a couple different things, and the podcast tonight it started out to be something a little bit different than what it turned out to be, really. So, because I have a sneaking suspicion that Bigfoot is not a nice guy. And when I started looking into maybe attacks and things like that, it seems like there's a lot. So
yeah,
we're going to compile all that stuff and sort of figure it out. So there you go. But we did come up with a couple different things we think to be interesting to talk about, so we're going to talk about them now. And one of the first things is that we like to do an interesting random factoid for all of you who are watching. The interesting random factoid is...
I'm trying to pull
She's trying to get it right now.
Stop. Okay. So...
These do you know
yeah.
what the most returned Christmas presents are? Since it's after Christmas, it's been plenty enough time for most people to return stuff. What would you think? Hey, Pop.
See,
this is our random factoid.
Yeah.
What do you think the most returned Christmas gifts are?
I would say sweaters.
What? Sweaters?
Yeah, because I used to get sweaters a lot when I was like a teenager, and I don't. It wasn't until I was older that I actually started wearing sweaters. They're always itchy. I was always returning them. So, yeah.
So if you said clothing, then you would be correct.
Oh, wow.
More specifically, men's shirts. Yeah. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
So that's our interesting random factoid for this particular episode. But there is another one. And we like Amazon. We use Amazon Prime. We get lots of packages shipped. The most sold item on Amazon Prime was... What do you think? Don't cheat. Anybody want to guess? We'll wait. Okay, the Amazon Fire Stick was the most sold thing for Amazon, as in all their Amazon products.
Yeah.
Yep, was the Fire Stick. It was like 20, I think it got all the way down to like $20. So that's not too bad. See, Fire Stick for your TV. So you plug it in and stream TV. So there was a bunch of them that were...
The top go-to gift for the holidays, for, I guess, families, the Baby Einstein Take-Along Tunes. But the top pick for any kids that had kids Amazon was the Play-Doh 10-pack. Which, man, what a time to be alive. If I was a little kid and I could just be like, I really want this for Christmas, Play-Doh would be on there. So...
Play-Doh is delicious.
I loved the smell of Play-Doh.
It's, it's really dough.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that?
And apparently now on this page, because Amazon apparently does this yearly where they post their tops, the best ofs. The fastest deliveries they had for the holidays, delivered in 9 minutes, was the Excedrin migraine medication and a massage ball. A Nintendo SNES Classic. And the High Sierra Loop backpack, which is actually a pretty nice backpack. But those were delivered in 9 minutes in Los Angeles, and then Charlotte, North Carolina. That's pretty cool.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
How's that for an interesting random factoid? So, there's that.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes somebody.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Let's act like we're doing something. I'm reading a book in a van. In the dark. Maybe they'll see us.
It'll actually give me time to pull up.
Let's flip the camera.
No.
There you go. It's a live action view of where we are right now. The Spooner's there.
Oh, cool.
So there you go. Just so Spooner can get caught up. Amazon Fire Stick, under our interesting random factoid, was the most sold thing on Amazon Prime. The most returned item at Christmas, and of the Christmas gifts that you receive, is shirts. And that's about it for that. So we're going to talk about a couple different things. And one of the things is, like I was saying before, I started looking into Bigfoot attacks. And is Bigfoot really a nice guy? Because everybody seems to think that Bigfoot's a nice guy. I don't think so. It's turning into a really deep sort of rabbit hole. So we'll save that for next time. Yeah. But I do have a story I thought was actually kind of interesting. Found and saw Phantom and Monsters, which is kind of a neat place to be, run by, I think, Mr. Lon Strickland. This is a gruesome Sasquatch tale. So, be aware. Living in a van down by Walmart, that's right.
Yeah.
So in the late 1890s, near the Chaco River in southern Oregon, a dozen loggers and their families encountered a great beast with disastrous results. This is one of the first ones I came across that was actually a relatively recent retelling of a story. Right? So, they were camping in tents down by the river, and the lumbermen would awaken each morning to find that their freshly cut lumber or timber, their logs and all that stuff that require like multiple people to move, would be strewn about, kind of moved over places, just kind of, you know, not arranged anymore. And so, of course, they found the huge human footprints, right? And since, you know, they thought, well, since they were having problems with bears, they were thinking, okay, maybe it has something to do with some bears, like being in the area. So the men followed the footprints, right, through some torn shrubbery and uprooted saplings until they disappeared. They couldn't really find anything. So later on that night, they were awoken by the shrill screams of something not quite human near the underbrush. So, and this is in the 1890s, right?
Yeah.
So seizing a rifle, one man went, he lit a torch, and he headed off in the darkness. That's back in the olden days. We actually had to like light a log on fire and go out there, right? Torch. So in a very short time, the first man rushed back and collapsed in terror at the feet of his tracking companions. He babbled incoherently about a hairy monster 8 feet tall, with yellow eyes, fangs, and hands like a man. So, being the 1890s and a bunch of lumberjack people had put the camp in an uproar, and the next night, 2 men decided to track out and kill the hairy intruder. So now they've had long enough to talk about it, right? They're going to go out there and kill the hairy intruder. So they carried a small lantern and loaded rifles, disappeared in the darkness behind the tents, and back at the camp, their friends heard screams and shrieks and the sounds of gunfire, and then silence.
That is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the 2 men didn't reappear, the other loggers grabbed lanterns and torches, while firing their guns into the air, set out in search of their comrades. See, here's where it gets kind of weird, right? A half-mile from the camp, they found the scene of a desperate struggle. Broken and bleeding, arms and legs torn from their torsos, and their 2 friends lay scattered all over the place. They'd been slammed against trees and torn into pieces by something with incredible strength.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Blood dripped into small pools from the branches high in the trees, as well as from the crushed greenery and surrounding shrubs. But the hairy creature responsible, they couldn't find, and there was only bloody footprints leading into the woods.
Yeah.
So after that, the loggers struck camp and left the area the next day, and professional hunters entered the forest in the days that followed, but found no signs of the creature. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, and as they know, they're not, they can only account for the factuality of this account, but there have been several reports of very aggressive Sasquatch, especially in the Pacific Northwest.
Yes.
Now, the scene that they described, I mean, if they had come upon, I guess, aggressive or violent robbers, Native Americans, things like that, I could see that same scene happening. The bloody footprints, though, I really wouldn't have.
No, I couldn't see the same thing happening. These things had their arms and legs ripped off of them,
drawn and quartered. That would also account for blood spurts into the trees.
I think that they would know.
So,
if it happened that quickly, it takes a long time to draw and quarter somebody. I don't know. I don't know, because see, this is not the only account or report of people being ripped apart and stuffed up in trees and things like that. You hear in like national parks and other places.
Well, there's that other story I think you had where the dude was actually stuffed inside one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, bears did it.
Yeah.
I think it was in Tennessee.
Why would a bear... I mean, the claim that a bear would stuff a human or human remains into a tree makes no sense. Now, I've heard of large cat predators, like, mountain lions and things, stuffing animal remains into caves or even at the base of trees, but not inside of a tree.
Yeah. Because
it would make it too difficult to retrieve.
There's a bunch of reports and accounts, and there's a bunch of books too, like true Bigfoot stories, eyewitness accounts of killer Bigfoot encounters, terrifying stories of Sasquatch creatures, right?
Yeah.
And just kind of keeps going on and on. So, and that's what I think. I think that if this thing is for real, I don't think it's super nice. Like, oh, it's so nice, go up and pet the Bigfoot. It ain't like that, man. I think this thing will get you.
And Zach's pointing out that you could tell if limbs were ripped off versus cut versus torn.
Versus, having rope tied around you and draw a quarter, man.
Yeah.
Because it takes horses and stuff like that. I mean, it takes a lot of...
That's true.
I don't know. I think,
But I've never thought that if there was a large primate or, near humanoid type creature like Sasquatch, I've never thought that he'd be peaceful or, like some of the people believe, full of love and light and in touch with the aliens.
Yeah. I don't believe that crap for a second.
And the reason I've never thought that is because I grew up in a family where we were very interested in wildlife and things like that. And I watched all the Jane Goodall documentaries and all the documentaries about people exploring the great apes that live in Africa, as well as just, the chimpanzees. And it takes months to gain their trust. Because if you just walk up to them or stumble up on them, they will attack or they'll defend themselves. And, like silverback gorillas, they can tear you limb from limb.
Yeah, and all these guys going out in the woods making these Bigfoot calls. You don't know what kind of call that is. For all as you know, you go out there making a whoop. The whole thing you're doing is challenging Bigfoot. And he's like, all right, you want some of this?
Or worse, hey, baby.
Because, I mean, if these things are like, large woodland apes or part of the primary family, they are very territorial. And you're going to go out there and start screaming at it?
That's the thing. I mean, God, what was it, Jane Goodall? It was 4 weeks, 6 weeks?
No, it was months.
Months, yeah. Well, it was 4 or 6 weeks before she could see them or have them in eye shot.
Yeah.
And then months before she could approach them. So, that is developing a bond and trust between a wild animal. So if Sasquatch is pretty much a wild animal, it's going to be that same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think...
And it's probably going to be smart.
Yeah. Plus it's intelligent.
And probably going to be kind of grumpy.
Well, yeah.
I'd be grumpy if I was Sasquatch.
Well, if you're running around making weirdo calls at it...
Why do these guys keep yelling at me?
In its territory,
Yeah.
So...
Well, there you go. That's enough of that. Blood pooled from the trees.
Oh, God.
That lady is looking at me. So.
Yeah.
Another story that we came across, we've talked about this on 5 different occasions in our little podcast, and every time we see it, we kind of report on it, I guess, or talk about it. So they keep finding random feet, right? Remember this? This is like in Washington, and nobody seems to think, oh, this isn't a big deal. Well, they found another one because people, are saying, well, people go hunting, they fall in the water or whatever. But it seems like it's just, I don't know, maybe it's coincidental that there's been multiple feet found and kind of in this one place up around Washington. So we're like, no, it's not a serial killer. It's just, it happens. You fall in the water and your foot gets ripped off or something. I don't know.
But if that's the case, then why
it's happening in Canada too. But
why don't they? Well, yeah, because it's kind of near the border. I mean, they could always wash upstream or up the coast or whatever.
Canadian feet.
But my thing is, if they're saying this happens, hunters are losing their feet. Why aren't they following up with articles like, oh yeah, we matched this to some dude who came into the ER last week?
Or bodies.
Or 2 months ago.
The assumption is that people die and then they wind up somehow they're getting in the water and the bodies come apart over time. Mm-hmm. But it just seems kind of weird that out of most of the stuff that they come across, it's mainly feet, sometimes leg or foot. But where's the rest of them, right?
I don't know. I think there's...
So in Everett, Washington, the remains of a human foot was found. Not shocking to us. We're like, oh. And I was just thinking about this the other day. I was like, it's been a while since we've... It seems like every season changed, right?
But this is New Year's Day, so it's
New Year's Day. Beachgoers in Everett discovered the remains of what appeared to be a human foot. And they called 911 after 2 p.m. And they found the foot inside a boot on the south end of the jetty of Everett Island, right? And they said, we found what appears to be a human foot inside a boot.
Oh.
And this is Snohomish, the county medical officers. And so the boot appeared to have been in the water for some time.
Yeah.
And this discovery isn't the first time a lone foot has washed ashore in the Pacific Northwest. In the past decade, 14 feet have been found in British Columbia. I want to know if they're left feet and right feet.
Yeah.
You know, like if they
there's
match.
A trend. Yeah.
In explaining the pattern, officials have said the materials used in running shoes can keep the feet floating even after they've been separated from the rest of the body.
Oh, God.
But this was in a boot. So they're saying that when your body comes apart in the water, if you're wearing a pair of Nikes or something, your feet going to be floating around out there. I guess
that's kind of a good thing.
Is it, though? I mean, it kind of sucks when you're having a little party out there in the jetty and you kick a boot with a foot in it.
That is, but I'm saying at least, there's some hope of your.
But what they're trying to say is that, hey, the feet, the reason why we're seeing the feet and things like that is because shoes float. There's something more to this. I mean,
I know. And the fact that they don't say, was it all left feet, right feet, or are they all size 9s, that
in the past decade, 14 feet.
That's 2 a year some years. So, yeah.
Well, maybe. I mean, we don't know the frequency or anything.
The Bigfoot killer strikes again.
That's right. He's a foot killer. So, I don't know. I just think it's kind of weird. What do you guys think? Wouldn't it be kind of weird? You're out there doing your thing. But, I mean, to have 14 feet just kind of over the... That's a lot. That's probably one a year.
Yeah.
Maybe even more. I mean, what if they found like 4 feet? Like, you think that people would report this, that it'd be some kind of like a...
Like an actual investigation.
Like somebody's dead. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, we got somebody pulling in the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
We'll see what happens.
Ooh. So.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Here we go. Live. Trash cam. And look, jumping in there, cleaning out all our stuff.
Yep.
So, maybe going on a date or something. Let's play some date music for her. Yeah.
That's not date music. Would you stop?
That's Chinese date music. That's the banjos. Asian banjos.
What in the world? Okay.
Here's the scary. We should be using this scary music, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, 14 feet, man. That's a lot. So if you're missing a foot, they probably found it.
How do we switch it? This one?
Yep.
There we go. Do it. Come on.
It is date music, isn't it?
No, it's not. So, did you know there's an actual Bigfoot trap?
Yes.
Oh, okay, you did.
Yes.
Well, I didn't know that there's actually a set-up Bigfoot trap, so.
Yeah, I know. You said that last time, Prospero. Still thinking.
Yeah. But I don't know.
I think you Canadian guys have genetically modified feet to float.
I think there's a giant Canadian border conspiracy of feet removal.
Yeah. Spooner trying to scare us. Oh my God, behind you. What is it? What is it, Spooner?
It's a fuzzy chair. seat cover.
Yes.
So yeah, there's a Bigfoot trap.
Well, why don't you explain this Bigfoot trap?
Okay. So nestled in the woods of the Rogue River Siskiyou National Forest lies a Bigfoot trap, the only one of its kind in the United States. It was built in 1974 by the now defunct North American Wildlife Research Team, after a local miner claimed to see 18-inch footprints similar in shape to human feet.
There you go. That's the Bigfoot trap.
Yeah.
This Bigfoot's gonna go, ooh, let me crawl right in there and see what's in that thing. You know.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's literally a 10 by 10 foot square building using thick slabs of wood held together with metal bands and secured to the earth with a telephone pole. So, for 6 long years, the research team refilled the trap with carcasses of dead animals, hoping to discover the monster and forever go down in history. However, when the trap was set off, it was usually by an angered bear, or in one instance, a confused hunter. In 1980, the hatch was locked open as the trap was becoming a safety hazard. Now, this odd trap contraption is located on the Collings Mountain Trail, named for 2 brothers who mined in that area. Along the trail, there is also a fallen mining cabin, once used as a Sasquatch lookout. Hoping to prevent the Bigfoot trap from sharing the same fate, the U.S. Forest Service repaired the wooden trap in 2006. It stands today as a physical testament to the idea that there is still mystery in the world. So, now the trap's actually relatively accessible, which kind of defies my theories about Bigfoot. It's only like 3/4 of a mile into the forest on the Collings Mountain Trail. So you just basically park, you walk less than a mile.
See, Zach?
Yep. You walk less than a mile, and then there's the Bigfoot trap just right there. So I don't really think a lot of Bigfoots are going to fall for that at all.
I mean, yeah, if over the years they only catch like 1 bear.
Yeah, and
a hunter.
Confused hunter.
Yeah, I don't think it's probably an effective trap.
No. I am interested though. The mining cabin got turned into a Sasquatch lookout center. That was probably kind of cool though. But it makes me think, you know, that's kind of a brilliant idea, executed poorly, but brilliant idea. Hi Brian. Why not build some sort of larger trap that could, you know, definitely get Bigfoot? I mean, with today's technology, I don't see why we can't set up a huge network of forest trail cams to capture him. I watched a video on New Year's Day where France had set up these cameras for these specific locations along a stream, and they just shared the best of video of their trail cameras. And it was this very remote location in France. I'm like, why can't we do the same thing for Bigfoot? So, yeah.
Well, people have to care, and the people that care are definitely in the minority.
Yeah.
And if this thing is as smart as an ape, it's going to stay away. You know?
Possibly.
The best time to set up Bigfoot trap would be during the super blood wolf moon.
Okay.
Just saying, right?
Yeah.
Because we're going to talk about that next. I'll use eclipses and moons and the harvest moon, blood moon. They're all just making crap up.
No.
I'm telling you. Super Blood Wolf Moon 3. These are like terrible movie names.
I think it's an awesome name. Because, I mean, for what?
Okay, here's the article.
Okay.
Right? Stargazers around the world, rejoice! The universe is about to give you an exciting astronomical year. January 6th is going to be a partial solar eclipse, but 2019 is going to have 5 eclipses, a rare planet transit, and one of the best meteor showers, and a super blood wolf moon, but the fun doesn't stop there. All right? So a new year will bring 3 supermoons, a blood moon, multiple meteor showers, and a close approach by the moon and Jupiter, and several rocket launches.
That's pretty cool. So.
Yeah. So on January 6th, there's going to be a partial solar eclipse.
But it's the 7th, so that already happened.
We missed it. Sorry. So that was the first thing, and I don't think we could have seen it anyway.
Yeah.
But the big one is supposed to be January 21st, the super blood wolf moon eclipse.
Yeah.
For the first time in 3 years, the United States will be able to experience a total lunar eclipse.
Cool.
So this is kind of big, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be one of the sky's most dazzling shows, as the moon will be at its closest point to Earth, making the moon appear slightly larger and bigger and a lot brighter. Good for us, because we don't have the camera equipment, but it's gonna be so bright.
Yeah.
That you should be able to capture your cell phone, really,
Yeah.
if you can get it to resolve correctly. But yeah, so it's going to be so big, so fat, so bright. It's going to be like what they call a supermoon, which just means it's larger, closer, and bigger, and brighter.
And it's when the sun, earth, and moon align, the sunlight that passes through the Earth's atmosphere will appear to turn the moon red.
Ooh.
And because lunar eclipses can only occur during a full moon, and the first full moon in January is known as a wolf moon, many are calling the spectacle Super Blood Wolf Moon Eclipse.
Part 3.
Yeah.
I like of destruction.
And it's going to start around 12 a.m. People in the North and South America, as well as those in western parts of Europe and Africa, will have front row seats to this show. So it's going to be visible to almost everybody. Yeah.
So if you're on the East Coast, that's midnight.
Yep.
If you're not on the East Coast, it'll be whatever time.
Probably 10.
Are we boring you?
No,
Okay.
I'm fighting a headache, and headache medicine making me tired.
Well, if you're wearing a blood wolf moon shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, so in May we're gonna have the Aquariids meteor shower. But this is supposed to be one of the best ones we're going to be able to witness because of whatever.
Yeah.
Halley's Comet has done some leftovers.
Yeah.
So that's going to be nice. We'll worry about that one later.
Yeah.
I told you there's going to be a total solar eclipse July 2nd.
But we won't be able to see that one.
Nope, you'll have to go to South Asia or South America.
Yeah.
So that was kind of lame. July 16th is a partial lunar eclipse.
Yeah.
And guess what?
What?
We won't be able to see that one either.
See, that's what I didn't like about this article, and I tried to change it. But there's a rare transit of Mercury come November 11th.
Ooh.
For the second time in 2 years, Mercury will make a rare pass in front of the Sun. The last trek took place in 2016. Mercury, the smallest planet in our solar system, passes between Earth and the Sun about 13 times a century. So, and for the first time in 10 years, the small planet will be visible from Earth. So, we'll be able to see that starting around 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah.
And it lasts for about 5.5 hours.
But on December 26th, the annular solar eclipse, it'll make us close out 2019 on a highlight.
Yeah.
With a rare and glorious ring of fire.
Oh. Okay.
Nice.
So I think that's
we, I like in the article it says, we hope you enjoy these amazing events to the fullest, but remember, never look at the sun during any type of solar eclipse.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Which is funny because when
Don't
we
burn
had
your eyes out of your head.
the last solar eclipse, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get the day off, so I didn't find out till 2 days before I would have had the day off. And just trying to find like filter glasses or even like a welding mask, and people are wanting $99 for just the glass.
A $4 piece of glass went for upwards of $100. So
yeah.
So actually, if you wanted to buy that sort of thing, you could get the welding glass now.
Yeah, which is what
Amazon
we're gonna do.
sells them. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get like a 4-inch by 4-inch square welding glass and hold it over your lens, and you can take the picture.
Yeah. But
so we're probably going to order ours when they're like $3 instead of $100. Well, there's those stupid lunar glasses.
Yeah.
Those were really expensive.
And it was funny because people found out, so the museums and other organizations in New Mexico were really nice. They were trying to hand out one per person if you could get them, and people were just walking up and taking boxes of them and then reselling them on Craigslist.
Savages.
Yeah. So get your glass now. And also look into dark sky parks for a lot of these, because the one thing that messes up photography of the moon, as well as just being able to stargaze or watch meteor showers, is light pollution. So no Walmart parking lots. You can find links to dark sky. If you Google dark sky park or dark sky preserve, you'll find links and find out what the closest ones to you are. So, yeah. We only have one here in North Carolina, and I gotta call him Monday. So
I don't even think we have to worry about it. It's already dark where we are.
Not enough.
Plenty dark enough.
Okay.
Compared to like New Mexico, plenty dark enough.
We have that one light right there, and
just turn it off.
You can't turn that light off.
Yes, you can.
The one. No.
It's gonna be dark.
No, it's not. It's not. So.
We could just go outside, but we're gonna have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And go sit where their outside is. Go, ooh.
There's a light put up right next to the Trailblazer that does not go off.
Look, just stop. I'm telling you, you're gonna be wrong. Mm-hmm. When we lived in New Mexico, we would try to travel off and see this kind of stuff. When every single time we would go, we would get back home and go, we should have just stayed in our own backyard. Because it was better.
Not always.
Every single time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very nice. Anybody got any questions about the Super Blood Wolf Moon of Destruction? When's it happening? Mm-hmm. Do you remember?
January 20th.
January, are you sure it was 20th, not 26th?
January 21st, 12:12 a.m.
So, there you go. What do you think about that? Anybody gonna stay up and go see it? What? Nice.
Great. My phone stopped. My phone stopped. So.
Super Blood Moon.
Okay.
Of Destruction.
So are we gonna do a commercial?
No. Where are we gonna go? How are we gonna do the commercial, right?
I don't know.
Just sit here. Because we really only have one thing to talk about.
Okay.
This. So, that's it.
All right. You gonna talk about it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So besides the Super Blood Wolf Moon that I really want to go someplace and go see, because I'd like to go someplace and try to get some good pictures. The only other thing that we have happening so far this month is we have another little mini event that we're going to go to. And this
we're going to go attend it.
Yeah, we're going to go attend it.
It's about tulpas.
And this is the same folks from the last event or little thing that we went to. And this is M&D Paranormal and Cryptid Research. They are hosting in North Carolina the Tulpa Experience, Entities of the Mind.
Tulpa.
And we'll go ahead, we've already added that event to the CreepGeeks page, and we've shared it to the group. Click on that link if you want to check it out, learn, see if you can attend. But we'll also put it in the show notes for this. Now, a tulpa, if you've never heard of that, it's a manifestation of a physical entity or physical being, and it's formed through focused, either deliberate or accidental energy. An example would be if you were constantly stressed out or fixated on a certain life event, maybe like the passing of somebody you care about or something like that. You keep focusing and fixating on that, and then suddenly you start seeing their ghost. Is it their ghost, or is it just a manifestation of your grief?
Yeah.
That would be a good example of it. But there are other instances of that too, like if you created an alternate persona and you use that persona to deal with certain situations. A good example would be the internet, or like speed dating or something. Like if you wear a fedora and act like you're a different person on speed dating events, and then suddenly your friends start telling you, hey, I saw you at the bar. I wasn't at the bar that night. I was watching YouTube videos. That would be an example of a possible tulpa or doppelganger. Now this event, they are going to explain the differences and give us a little more information, and we're really excited to attend. So we're going to put that in the show notes. If you're in North Carolina, you're welcome to attend. So. Yep. And that's pretty much all I've got.
Yep.
So, yep. Now, I do want to remind you guys, we opened up the show with saying we do have a mini contest going on. Please rate the show on Facebook or YouTube or iTunes, anywhere. You can give us a rating or do it, let us know. You're going to get entered into a drawing for CreepGeeks stickers and possibly some other swag.
What?
Yep. So, there we go. We do plan on giving those away to 2 different people, so increased chances of getting a prize.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's about it. Oh, and I have forgotten to turn off the Teespring promo. So if you'd like to grab a shirt, you still can. I believe the discount code is XmasRush.
Basically.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much that's about all we got to talk about for right now. Anybody else got anything they want to say? Any questions or anything like that? Because when we go back, we're going to record the audio version of this podcast, so be sure to listen to that. It'll probably be better than this.
Yeah.
Sitting here in this fine quality parking lot. The only thing that would make this better, I think, is if some good stuff happened. If there's like some activity in the parking lot. But
yeah.
It's okay. It's all right. We're working on it. Any questions, comments, concerns? Does anybody have any tulpas? Go to the doctor and get them looked at? Does this chat even work?
I think it's either frozen up or everybody's bored. So
8 people. Somebody send us a message so we can make sure the chat's not broken. But if it is broken, we can't do anything about it. So I just seen a tulpa. Crazy. Pretty sure it's broken.
Okay.
Are you talking to a tulpa?
No, I'm doing one more share. So, let's see.
Let's see what it looks like on your phone.
I'm trying. Okay.
There we are.
Live chat. I'm concerned about how quiet it is in here.
Me too.
Me too.
Still working. Okay, good. Very nice. Spooners is broke. Alright, well, that's cool.
Oh, we should probably mention it.
Go ahead.
Human origins.
Go for it.
So, we did want to remind everybody, we are going to be back in New Mexico in March for the Human Origins Conference. That is going to be in Rio Rancho. If you go onto Facebook or Google, type Human Origins Conference, you'll find links to tickets as well as all the speakers. It is a discussion and open conference regarding the true origins of us as a people and society. So go ahead and check that out. We will probably do another podcast episode on that, as well as focus a little more on letting you guys know what's going on as it leads up to us traveling back out to the Southwest and checking that event out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So any comments?
Well, okie dokie. We're getting ready to hit the road. And just because we didn't say it, tonight's dinner is a big pork shoulder butt.
Oh, yeah. I'm very excited about that.
Yep. So there you go. Very, very nice. Alrighty, little chickens. Meet and greet while you're in Rio Rancho. Yes, we should do that. Yes, indeed. That's a very good idea. We might even have to reach out to you, Mr. Hunter.
Help plan some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can let people know.
Yeah.
People that we know. I like peanut butter as well. It is super tasty. So. Alrighty.
Alright, guys.
We're gonna go.
Yep. And be sure, I know you guys watch the VanCast. Start checking out the audio.
Come to Michigan.
Yeah. Listen to
Where's
the
Michigan?
podcast. Find us a paranormal, cryptid, or alien event in Michigan, and we'll see what we can do, Spooners. Okay?
Yeah.
So, since you're from that area, you have better connections than we do. See if you can do a search like Facebook events or Google.
Ooh.
Heck, I will actually give some of you guys tips on how to find events in your area. Give us a heads up, and then we'll see what we can do. Okay? Because that is another goal of the podcast, is 2019, we want to attend some of these events. I'm having a hard time finding events all around, and I realize it's because I'm not local to every place out there in the United States that has these cool events.
Can you exist?
Because I actually have to change my location to find some of these. So, yep, maybe I'll do a contest on that. Find me events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
So, okay. All right.
Okay, we're leaving.
Yep.
See you later. Bye-bye.